Hello everybody and welcome to the McCall's Kitchen. We are here today to have some fun for Valentine's Day. We've got a lot of exciting ingredients in front of us and we can't believe that Valentine's Day already creeped up. We're going to be using all of our McCall supplies to make a very fun mirror glaze cake today. We've never done this before, so it's going to be really exciting and we're going to show you just how easy it is and all the ingredients that you need to make this happen. If you guys aren't subscribed already, make sure you do subscribe below. We've got lots of fun content coming for St. Patrick's Day and Easter, which is right around the corner. So let's get started. To bring this together today, we're actually going to be starting with our mousse cake first. So the base for any mirror glaze is a mousse cake or a buttercream cake, but we're going to be taking you through the mousse version, which is the most classic way to do it. We actually use this McCall's mousse. It's a pre-made mix and you just have to add water, make it in a hand mixer or stand mixer, and you get this beautiful texture that we're going to be going in with today. We've got a strawberry jam, but you can also use fresh fruits, and we've got some cake. So what we're going to do is we're using a silicone mold, and the nice thing about silicone molds is that it's really easy to peel it off your mousse once it's all frozen. And this is a heart because it's Valentine's Day, so it's a geometric heart. We're going to be filling this up about 1/3 of the way with our mousse here, and then we're going to layer in some of our fillers, the cake and the jam. So we're going to be using a spatula here just to spread it around. This is so nice and fluffy and perfectly sweet. It's really easy, especially if you're a beginner to mousses. You're gonna wanna pick up this pack from McCall's. It's already ready to go. So I'm just spreading out that mousse to make sure that we get all the edges. You can add a little bit more if needed. Just gonna give this a little bit of a tap. This helps take out any air bubbles. And now we can go in. We'll go in with some of our strawberry jam. As much as you'd like. I think this is good enough for me. Right, now we're gonna go in and we can add some of our cake. So I just used some chopped up cake that I had to fill our heart center. You can go in with chocolate or vanilla, your preference. I'm gonna push that down slightly, and now we're gonna seal this off with our remaining mousse. So you're gonna wanna make sure you kind of close off the edges here with the mousse. We're gonna be putting this into the freezer to set. You're gonna want it really cold for the mirror glaze that we'll be working on. All right, that is perfect. And the extra mousse you can keep, you can make a dessert out of it, you can use it as a filling. We're gonna get this into the freezer now. We're gonna let it set for a couple hours. We want it really nice and cold like I mentioned, and we'll work on our mirror glaze in the meantime. You're gonna wanna lift this up very carefully because it is very soft. So try your best not to push too much. And we're gonna go put this in the freezer. Our mousse cake is almost done setting in the freezer. We are freezing it because we want it really cold, and then we're gonna get it out here for the mirror glaze. We've got all our ingredients in front of us today, and don't be scared. We're gonna take you through the whole process. I know this looks like a lot, but we're gonna be using gelatin, some sweetened condensed milk. We're using the Calbit white chocolate chips that you can pick up at McCall's. We've got some sugar and water, and the one thing that you will need is a thermometer. So we're gonna be using a food thermometer today. You can also use one that you insert into the mixture because we're gonna need to measure the temperature of our mirror glaze. And finally, we're gonna be adding in our food colors from McCall's. These ones we're going to be going with Valentine, so red, pink, and white today. And then the supplies you will be needing are some whisks, a sifter, and then we're also going to be using some spatulas. So to get started, we're going to be starting off by blooming our gelatin mixture. So we've got a 1/4 cup of water here, and we're going to be adding in 2.5 teaspoons of gelatin powder, and we're going to let that start to bloom together. Give it a little bit of a stir. We're gonna wanna get that all in there. The next step of our process does require a big heat-proof bowl. We're gonna be adding in our sugar to that. And to our sugar, we are going to be adding in a little bit more water. Now this water you do want at room temperature. So we're gonna be putting that in there. And then lastly, we're gonna be adding in our sweetened condensed milk. This one is what's gonna give it that really nice flavor that we're going for. So you're gonna wanna use a spatula to scoop it all out. We're gonna give this a little bit of a stir and we're gonna put it into the microwave. We're gonna heat it for 90 seconds or until the sugar is dissolved. Now that our sugar is all dissolved, we are ready to add our bloomed gelatin mixture. So we're gonna be whisking this into our mixture here. And then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna melt our white chocolate. And once our white chocolate's melted, we're gonna be adding that in here as well. So let me get this all melted and we'll be back in a second to put it all together. And we are back with our melted chocolate. The one thing about melted chocolate is you wanna melt it in short intervals. So 15 to 20 seconds, keep stirring. Got it all melted here, and we're gonna add this to our mixture. So just to remind you, this is our sugar, sweetened condensed milk, and a gelatin mixture. And we're gonna be carefully whisking it together. So let's add this all in. And I do like mini chocolate chips. I feel like they melt a lot faster than the big ones. And that's what we use here today. So now we're gonna carefully whisk this together. And the crucial step here is we're actually gonna be passing it through a sieve because we do want to get it as smooth as possible. We're gonna wanna take out any unnecessary chunks and clumps. So once you've got it all mixed in pretty well, get an extra bowl, and in this bowl, we are going to be passing it through. So it just took out very little bit, but it does help to make the mirror glaze very smooth, which is what we're going for. And now this is when we are going to divide this into separate bowls. We're gonna color it up and we're gonna check the temperature. Let me just get a little cleaned up here and we'll be back to set this mirror glaze up. One thing you are gonna wanna do while you're getting everything ready is just give this a little whisk every minute or two because we don't want the skin to develop on top. Now what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be dividing this into 2 other bowls so that we can get those Valentine's colors that we're going for. So we're gonna start with our red. We'll put that in the largest one there, and we're gonna wanna give this a really good mix. Beautiful red there. Next, we'll go in with the white, the McCall's white. All right. And lastly, we're gonna do pink. All right, now that we've got all our colors here, let's do a temperature check. We're gonna want this at about 90 degrees Fahrenheit. And it is perfectly at 90. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get this into our pouring jugs and we're gonna bring out our mousse cake so we can start glazing. You're gonna wanna alternate as you're pouring these in because we are going for that kind of galaxy glaze. So I'm gonna put a little bit of red. We'll do a bit of pink. And you kind of want to go in like a circle just to get it all in there. And then we're going to go in with the white. Now with the white, we're going to kind of want to, again, go in with that like circle. You don't need too much white, we can save some. And let's bring out our mousse cake and let's start glazing. Now time for the best part that we've been waiting for this entire video. We are going to be pouring our mirror glaze on top of our mousse cake. This is so nice and frozen and cold, and we've just nested it on top of a bowl, a round bowl, so that the drips can come down to this base. You're going to definitely want to put a plate under or a pan like this. So let's get started on the pouring. You're going to want to pour in a small, slow, circular motion so that we can really get that nice effect on the glaze. Just look at how beautiful that marble looks. Wow. All right, now we're gonna let this drip for about 10 minutes and we're gonna clean off the edges at the bottom and then it's gonna be ready for serving. So let's just let this guy drip off and then we'll be back to show you the end result. And our mirror glaze cake is all ready to go. We went and cleaned off the edges and put it on a cake board here. And this is ready to serve. You can have it right away, or you can put it into the fridge for a little bit if you will be having it later, but it's best enjoyed once the glaze is on, and I'm very excited to cut into this today. We hope you guys enjoyed watching. We used all the ingredients you saw in this video. It was very simple. A lot of them we got from the calls, and if you follow all the steps, you'll get your very own beautiful mirror glaze cake. You can use various shapes. You can do them in round, you can do them in different heart molds, but this was the geometric mold that we created together today. And we'll see you guys back here very soon for some more fun videos back next week. Bye guys!